Top 25 Workforce Management Interview Questions and Answers. This guide presents essential workforce management interview questions with clear, practical answers to help candidates prepare confidently, demonstrate expertise, and succeed in hiring processes worldwide. 1. What is workforce management and why is it important? Workforce management is a structured approach to planning, scheduling, monitoring, and optimizing employee performance to meet business goals efficiently. It ensures the right people with the right skills are available at the right time. Effective workforce management improves productivity, reduces labor costs, enhances customer satisfaction, and supports compliance with labor regulations. It also provides data-driven insights for forecasting demand and making informed staffing decisions. By balancing operational needs with employee well-being, organizations can minimize burnout and turnover. Strong workforce management practices create consistency, accountability, and transparency, helping leaders align resources with strategic priorities while maintaining flexibility in business environments. 2. How you forecast staffing needs. Forecasting staffing needs involves analyzing historical data, understanding business trends, and aligning resources with expected demand. I begin by reviewing workload patterns, seasonal fluctuations, and performance metrics to identify accurate demand drivers. Then I collaborate with stakeholders to confirm service level targets and operational priorities. Using these inputs, I build forecasts and adjust for upcoming projects, marketing campaigns, or external factors. I also include buffer capacity to manage unexpected volume changes. After implementation, I continuously monitor actual results against forecasts and refine assumptions. This iterative approach improves accuracy, supports cost control, and ensures staffing decisions remain proactive rather than reactive. 3. How do you handle scheduling conflicts among employees? I handle scheduling conflicts by applying fairness, transparency, and data-driven reasoning. First, I review coverage requirements and identify critical gaps that impact service levels. Then I communicate openly with affected employees to understand constraints and preferences. I use scheduling policies and rotation rules to ensure equitable distribution of shifts. When possible, I offer alternatives such as shift swaps, flexible hours, or overtime. If conflict persists, I escalate decisions based on business priorities while documenting the rationale. After resolution, I analyze patterns to prevent recurrence. This approach maintains trust, protects morale, and ensures continuity without compromising productivity or employee engagement. 4. What are the key metrics used in workforce management? Key metrics for workforce management include service level, adherence, occupancy, shrinkage, and productivity. Service level measures whether demand is met within expected timeframes. Adherence tracks how closely employees follow schedules, which directly affects performance outcomes. Occupancy evaluates how much time staff spend on productive tasks versus idle time. Shrinkage identifies unavailable time due to leave, training, or unplanned absences. Productivity connects output with labor input to assess efficiency. Monitoring these metrics provides visibility into operational health and supports data-driven decisions. Analysis helps leaders identify gaps, improve forecasting accuracy, optimize schedules, and maintain customer and employee experiences across the organization. 5. How do you improve employee adherence to schedules? Improving employee adherence starts with clear expectations, supportive leadership, and realistic scheduling. I ensure employees understand the importance of adherence and how it impacts team performance and customer outcomes. I design schedules that reflect actual workload patterns to avoid burnout or disengagement. Regular coaching sessions help address barriers, such as unclear processes or personal challenges. I also use monitoring tools to provide reminders when deviations occur. Recognition for consistent adherence reinforces positive behavior and motivates others. By combining transparency, accountability, and empathy, adherence improves. This approach strengthens trust, stabilizes operations, and creates a culture where employees feel responsible and valued. 6. What experience do you have with workforce management software? Workforce management software helps automate forecasting, scheduling, time tracking, and performance analysis. I have used such tools to build optimized schedules based on demand, employee skills, and availability. The systems provide dashboards that highlight adherence, productivity, and staffing gaps in real time. I also use reporting features to share insights with stakeholders and support data-driven decisions. These platforms improve accuracy, reduce manual effort, and enhance transparency across teams. When implementing new tools, I focus on training users and aligning configurations with business processes. Effective use of workforce management software enables better planning, stronger accountability, and more consistent operational results. 7. How do you manage remote or hybrid teams effectively? Managing remote or hybrid teams requires clear communication, strong structure, and measurable outcomes. I set expectations around availability, deliverables, and response times to maintain accountability. Regular check-ins help track progress and address concerns early. I rely on collaboration tools and shared dashboards to provide visibility into workloads and performance. Scheduling is designed to respect time zones while maintaining coverage. I also encourage feedback and connection to prevent isolation and disengagement. By focusing on outcomes rather than presence, productivity remains high. This approach supports flexibility for employees while ensuring the organization continues to meet service levels and performance goals consistently. 8. How can organizations reduce labor costs without affecting quality? Reducing labor costs while maintaining quality requires careful analysis and balanced decisions. I start by reviewing productivity data, staffing levels, and demand patterns to identify inefficiencies. Optimizing schedules to better match workload often delivers immediate savings without reducing service levels. Cross-training employees increases flexibility and reduces reliance on overtime or temporary staff. I also monitor shrinkage and address root causes, such as excessive meetings or unplanned absences. Continuous improvement initiatives encourage teams to find smarter ways of working. By combining data, collaboration, and process improvement, organizations can control labor expenses while still delivering performance and employee and customer experiences. 9. How does workforce management impact employee engagement? Employee engagement is closely connected to workforce management because schedules, workloads, and communication directly affect morale. Fair scheduling practices show respect for personal time and build trust. Predictable workloads reduce stress and support work-life balance. Transparent performance metrics help employees understand expectations and recognize progress. I involve team members in planning discussions when possible, which increases ownership and motivation. Regular feedback and recognition reinforce positive behavior and strengthen commitment. When workforce management is applied, employees feel supported rather than controlled. This leads to higher retention, performance, and a healthier workplace culture that benefits both individuals and the organization overall. 10. How do you handle sudden increases in workload or demand? Handling sudden spikes in workload requires preparation, flexibility, and quick decision-making. I rely on accurate forecasts and scenario planning to anticipate possible surges. Maintaining a pool of cross-trained employees allows rapid redeployment when demand increases. Clear escalation processes ensure leaders are informed early and can approve overtime or temporary support when necessary. I monitor time performance indicators to adjust schedules quickly and protect service levels. After the spike, I conduct a review to identify lessons learned and improve readiness. This structured yet adaptable approach minimizes disruption, protects employee well-being, and ensures the organization can respond to demand changes. 11. What is shrinkage in workforce management? Shrinkage in workforce management refers to the portion of paid time when employees are unavailable for productive work. This includes planned activities such as vacations, training sessions, meetings, and breaks, as well as unplanned events like sick leave or absenteeism. Understanding shrinkage is critical for accurate forecasting and scheduling because it directly affects real staffing capacity. I analyze shrinkage trends regularly to identify patterns and root causes. By improving planning, reducing unnecessary meetings, and supporting employee well-being, shrinkage can be managed effectively. Accurate shrinkage calculations ensure realistic schedules, stronger coverage, improved service levels, and better alignment between staffing plans and operational demand. 12. How do you ensure fairness in shift allocation? Ensuring fairness in shift allocation requires clear policies, consistent application, and open communication. I use objective rules, such as rotation systems, seniority guidelines, and availability preferences to distribute shifts evenly. Transparency is important, so employees understand how schedules are created and why certain decisions are made. I also encourage shift swap options within guidelines, giving employees flexibility while maintaining coverage. Regular reviews help identify unintended bias or occurring imbalances. When concerns arise, I listen carefully and explain decisions with respect. This structured approach builds trust, reduces conflict, and supports a positive work environment where employees feel valued and treated equitably. 13. How do you measure workforce productivity? Workforce productivity is measured by comparing output against the time and resources invested. I start by defining clear performance indicators aligned with business goals, such as completed tasks, handled interactions, or delivered outcomes. Then I analyze productivity trends over time to understand strengths and inefficiencies. It is important to consider both quantity and quality to avoid encouraging rush work. I use dashboards and reports to provide visibility and share insights with managers and employees. Regular feedback helps teams improve performance. By combining data analysis with coaching, productivity measurement becomes a tool for continuous improvement rather than simple evaluation or control. 14. What role does data analysis play in workforce management? Data analysis is central to effective workforce management because it supports informed decision-making. I rely on historical performance data to build accurate forecasts and identify demand patterns. Real-time data helps monitor adherence, service levels, and productivity throughout the day. By analyzing trends, I can detect occurring issues such as understaffing, overstaffing, or process gaps. Insights from data guide adjustments to schedules, staffing models, and operational strategies. I also use data to communicate with stakeholders, demonstrating the impact of decisions clearly. This analytical approach improves accuracy, accountability, and credibility while enabling continuous optimization of workforce performance. 15. How do you handle underperforming team members? Handling underperforming team members requires a balanced approach of empathy and accountability. I begin by reviewing performance data to ensure concerns are based on facts rather than assumptions. Then I hold a private conversation to understand potential challenges, such as workload issues, skill gaps, or personal difficulties. Together, we create a clear improvement plan with specific goals and timelines. Regular check-ins provide support and track progress. I also offer training or coaching when needed. By focusing on development rather than blame, many employees improve significantly. This approach protects team performance while also demonstrating fairness, respect, and commitment to employee growth. 16. How do you align workforce planning with business strategy? Aligning workforce planning with business strategy requires close collaboration with leadership and stakeholders. I start by understanding organizational goals, such as growth targets, customer experience priorities, or cost optimization plans. Then I translate those goals into staffing requirements, skill needs, and capacity plans. Regular communication ensures workforce plans remain aligned as strategies evolve. I also use scenario planning to prepare for different business outcomes. By linking forecast budgets and performance metrics to strategic objectives, workforce management becomes a strategic partner rather than an operational function. This alignment ensures resources are used effectively and the organization remains competitive and adaptable. 17. How do you deal with high employee turnover? High employee turnover impacts productivity, morale, and service quality, so it must be addressed proactively. I analyze turnover data to identify patterns related to departments, roles, or schedules. Exit feedback provides valuable insights into underlying issues, such as workload, leadership gaps, or lack of development opportunities. I then collaborate with managers to improve onboarding, training, and engagement initiatives. Better scheduling practices and recognition programs can also increase retention. Continuous feedback channels help address concerns before they escalate. By treating turnover as a systemic issue rather than an individual problem, organizations can build a more stable, motivated workforce and reduce long-term recruitment costs. 18. How do you manage workforce compliance with labor laws? Managing compliance requires awareness, consistency, and accurate documentation. I stay informed about labor laws related to working hours, overtime, breaks, and employee rights. Scheduling practices are designed to respect these regulations and avoid violations. Workforce management systems help track hours, leave balances, and attendance accurately. I also educate managers and employees on relevant policies to ensure shared understanding. Regular audits of schedules and reports help identify risks early. When issues arise, I address them promptly and transparently. This proactive approach protects both employees and the organization, reduces legal risk, and supports a culture of fairness and responsibility. 19. How do you balance employee preferences with business needs? Balancing employee preferences with business needs requires thoughtful compromise and clear priorities. I collect availability and preferences during the scheduling process and try to accommodate them whenever possible. However, I also communicate openly that operational requirements must be met to ensure fairness and service quality. Using flexible scheduling, shift swaps, and rotation systems often helps achieve balance. When conflict occurs, I explain decisions clearly and listen to feedback respectfully. Over time, this transparency builds trust and cooperation. Employees feel heard and respected, while the organization maintains strong coverage. This balance supports higher engagement, better morale, and more sustainable workforce performance. 20. What is the difference between forecasting and scheduling? Forecasting and scheduling are closely connected but serve different purposes in workforce management. Forecasting focuses on predicting future demand using historical data, trends, and business insights. It answers the question of how much work is expected and how many resources will be required. Scheduling, on the other hand, is the process of assigning specific employees to shifts based on a forecast. It considers availability, skills, labor rules, and coverage requirements. Accurate forecasting supports effective scheduling, while poor forecasts often lead to inefficiencies. Understanding this distinction helps ensure better planning, stronger performance outcomes, and improved alignment between staffing levels and actual workload. 21. How do you handle workforce planning during organizational change? Workforce planning during organizational change requires flexibility, communication, and careful analysis. I begin by understanding the objectives of the change, such as restructuring, expansion, or technology adoption. Then I assess how roles, skills, and capacity requirements may shift. Transparent communication with employees helps reduce uncertainty and maintain trust. I update forecasts and staffing plans based on new priorities, while monitoring performance closely. Scenario planning allows preparation for different outcomes and risks. I also support managers in guiding their teams through transitions. This structured approach helps organizations adapt smoothly while protecting productivity, engagement, and long-term workforce stability. 22. How do you use workforce management to improve customer experience? Workforce management directly impacts customer experience because it ensures the right resources are available when customers need support. I use forecasting to align staffing levels with demand patterns, reducing wait times and service delays. Real-time monitoring allows quick adjustments when volumes change unexpectedly. Training and skill-based scheduling ensure customers interact with capable employees who can resolve issues efficiently. I also analyze customer feedback alongside workforce metrics to identify service gaps. By continuously refining schedules, processes, and performance standards, workforce management becomes a powerful tool for improving satisfaction, building trust, and delivering consistent service quality across all channels. 23. What strategies do you use to improve forecast accuracy? Improving forecast accuracy requires continuous learning and refinement. I start by using high-quality historical data and identifying the key drivers that influence workload. I review patterns such as seasonality, promotions, and external events that impact demand. Regular comparison between forecasted and actual results helps identify errors and adjust assumptions. Collaboration with stakeholders provides valuable context that numbers alone cannot capture. I also use rolling forecasts rather than static models to stay responsive. Over time, this disciplined approach strengthens accuracy. Better forecasts lead to stronger schedules, more efficient use of resources, reduced costs, and improved confidence in workforce management decisions. 24. How do you support managerial decision-making with workforce insights? I support managerial decision-making by transforming workforce data into clear, actionable insights. Instead of presenting raw numbers, I focus on trends, risks, and opportunities that matter to business outcomes. Dashboards and reports highlight key metrics, such as service levels, productivity, and staffing gaps. I explain the implications of different scenarios, such as the impact of adding staff or changing schedules. This helps leaders make informed choices rather than relying on assumptions. By providing timely and relevant insights, workforce management becomes a strategic partner. This approach strengthens collaboration, improves decisions, and aligns operational actions with organizational goals. 25. Why are you interested in a workforce management role? I am interested in workforce management because it combines analytical thinking with meaningful impact on people and performance. The role allows me to use data to solve real operational challenges while also supporting employee well-being and engagement. I enjoy forecasting, planning, and optimizing processes that help organizations operate more efficiently. At the same time, I value the opportunity to influence fair scheduling, better communication, and stronger team outcomes. Workforce management feels purposeful because it connects strategy with daily operations. This balance of numbers, collaboration, and impact motivates me to grow in this field and contribute consistently to organizational success. These workforce management interview questions and answers provide a strong foundation for preparation, helping candidates demonstrate clarity, confidence, and practical expertise, while improving their chances of success in competitive interviews.